Gymtimidation. You and me, we're at the gym. That's about as intimidating as it might get for someone.
Too scary. Do not approach.
No! Whoa!
Juicy. They are the struggle
Juicy.
reps. They're the sticky reps. They're the
Sticky.
ones that
How does this make you feel?
The microplastics. I can't.
What can we do to make sure people aren't intimidated by us?
I love this question.
Listen, why do you have a sign that says Alex in Wonderland? Why doesn't it say Delt Daddy?
Well, first of all, I don't think I'm a Delt Daddy yet. I feel like I have to get a little bit stronger and a little bit bigger, so I'm on the path.
You are, yeah, you do. I see your videos, I see your posts, and if you're not already following Alex, you gotta check it out on Instagram.
Yeah.
What's actually, your Instagram username is down in the corner of your screen, so people can find that. But we'll do those plugs later. But another thing I see on your Instagram is, how do you fit into those coffee mugs?
Great question.
Yeah.
It's all of if you take a picture on your phone and then you select your body in the image, it'll like highlight it. And one day I just kind of got creative with my good morning coffee post, and I put myself in a cup and people loved it. And I was like, I can do better. And I just kept getting better at it. And so now I have fun with it every morning, and it's a good way to like start conversations. Seems to be a positive mood booster. Yeah,
I mean, so is coffee, right? Do you drink a lot of coffee?
Every morning. I'm from Seattle, so it's like part of the culture. Starbucks originated in Seattle. We're very particular about our coffee consumption. So
it's in your blood. Yeah, you
blood.
got like 10% coffee in there. But
that's why I can work out for so long all the time. I just need one cup of coffee and I'm just like ready to go.
Oh, me too. I can't have too much. So, but hey, this is Reppin Fitness. I bring people on to talk about how they help people on their fitness journeys. Now, I read that you live in Las Vegas. Is that no longer the case?
No, I still live here. Yeah, I just moved here in November, but I grew up in Seattle.
Now, you're an online training and nutrition coach. Do you just do online, or do you do in person too?
I do in person as well.
Nice. So, how did you get into this?
I started, I played soccer my whole life, very competitively. So I was always an athlete. And then when I got to college, I kind of had sustained a bunch of injuries. So like every washed up jock who doesn't want to like lose that lust for sports, they found themselves in the gym with a lot of other previously competitive people that maybe aren't on the collegiate sports teams, but they're still like, driven athletes to some extent. And I went to school at Purdue, which is in Indiana, and it was either CrossFit or bodybuilding in terms of style of training that I found in the college gym. And because I had originated in a sorority, I had made friends with a lot of guys in the frats. So there was a lot of people in the gym, particularly the males that were trying to get huge. I knew them, and they were like, hey, you should try lifting, like 4 sets of 15 for squats. And I was like, I didn't even think about numbers. I just kind of did the machines. And so I just started doing a little bit more of the serious compound lifts. And I was like, I'm good at this. And they would like egg me on and support me. And then I hired a bodybuilding coach because I was like, I want to see what would happen if I just dialed in the nutrition and like added that to the training. Because I already love training. But like, what if I knew what to do to look a specific way? And then I got really great results, and my coach encouraged me to try a show. I had no intentions of originally like doing a bodybuilding show. I just kind of wanted the results for fun. But because she said I would be competitive, I was like, oh, sweet. So I hopped in a show and I won, and that qualified me for nationals. So I went to nationals like a few weeks later, the first one of the national run, and I got first runner up overall and turned pro, and then did like 6, 7, 8 pro shows right after that with no breaks. And then I ended up in the hospital with like mental health
Huh.
issues, thyroid crashed.
Huh.
So it was autoimmune thyroid issues. So it was really bad. And then crashed hormones across the gate. And I had never like run any steroids or anything like that. I was completely natural, but just all of that competing, just doing everything right and objectively getting a lot of positive feedback and doing well in college, like going so hard for so long just like bottomed me out. And I've spent the last like 6 years trying to fix all of that through using food and like changing up my training strategy and never giving up on the training because I love it. And now I want to like help other people get the results that they want, get strong, look a certain way, but not get hurt in the process, feel like they're being heard, that if they have any like, hey, I'm really sluggish today and I'm really fatigued, that you have somebody to tell you like, it's okay to not train today and let's listen to what your body is saying and not be so go, go, go all the time. I really want to like take care of people so they can continue to love this stuff and have a coach that they can trust, because I've been in the worst situations with my health, and bodybuilding and nutrition was what got me out of that as well as put me in that. So it's the degree of stress and how far you push, and knowing when to pump the brakes a little bit. So that's where I'm at today.
That's unbelievable. There's so much
Thank you.
there I got to dissect. And
Go for it.
I think I want to start. You realize you needed a coach. And sometimes coaches need coaches to get to that next level.
Mm-hmm.
So what did it look like when you were dialing in to achieve those results? What were you changing?
I think for a long time I was very aware that like protein was the name of the game. So I was kind of just like looking at my food for the day and trying to make sure there was a protein source in every meal, and then really going heavy on that. I was also a vegetarian from age 8 until 24. So I was a vegetarian through this process. So it was like a lot of Greek yogurt, whey protein, eggs, egg whites. You know, sometimes you would count like protein from quinoa or beans, but those are primarily carb sources. So becoming aware of really like what kinds of foods are what macronutrients and how heavy to go on the ratios of those things to get me the aesthetic result that I want, and also the performance result that I want. Depending if things are fast digesting or slow digesting, how well they work for your body can play a part with like, you know, when are you going to time this? Are you going to time it right before you go to bed and then you're laying down? Or are you going to time it like 30 minutes before you go work out when you need quick digesting energy? Like different types of foods do very specific things. So I thought that was so cool. And then different foods have different nutritional, you know, values. So if I wanted to get as healthy as possible and as strong as possible, I want my food to have a large bang for its buck. So I'm thinking like no empty calories, no processed stuff, no like, you know, just empty stuff. I just wanted everything to have like stacked nutrients, like lots of vitamins. So that's kind of my philosophy when it comes to nutrition now.
Nice. So your clients, right, the people you work with, what do you have a typical client that you see, or are you all over the board? Now, also, before I forget, you said you competed professionally. Let's talk about that for a sec. What events did you get to? Did you go to Mr. Olympia?
No.
No. Okay.
No, I just turned pro really fast, and I was doing so well. And this is also at like 2017. If you look at the girls now in the division that I competed in, which was bikini, that's like the smallest division for women. So at the time that I was competing, I had so much muscle from playing sports, and that was just curated over the course of my life. So the amount of time that I spent training with the bodybuilding style was minimal. Very minimal. It was the diet that got me to the state of readiness to compete. It was the years of sports that got my legs as big as they are now, and my legs were what won the show. My upper body is all I really focused on for that brief period of time, just to like get it to match and even out a little bit. But that was really fast. Once I got to the pro level, I realized that all of these girls were stacked. And they literally commit their entire life to this, running potentially different types of supplements. So how far was I willing to push? And I just wanted to see how far I could go. And I think that really pushed my hormones and my thyroid, which is in charge of your metabolism, to the breaking point.
Oh,
And now, like, I continue to train and diet to the point where I feel healthy and fueled. I'm mostly at maintenance calories. I don't feel like I'm eating to satiety. I'm not like gauging my calories too strictly. I have a window that I kind of shoot for, but like even though I've spent all this time fixing it and now I'm sitting like pretty lean, but I'm like not stage lean, my thyroid, my hormones are still bad. Like 6 years
oh,
later. But like I feel okay enough to train. But these are like ongoing battles that I'm now facing because of the state of competing and the state of the extreme nature of the
right.
sport that my body got to. I've never really gotten fully healed from that. So I play very carefully in how lean and how long to diet. Same with my clients. I want to keep them really safe and keep their thyroid healthy, keep their hormones healthy, take breaks, you know, come off, have refeed meals, like enjoy life while you're in this process. I don't want you to be stressed or living in a restrictive mindset that sets you up for eating disorders and disordered thinking around
Right.
food and weird relationships for like years into the future, or on prescription medications that you feel tied to and never really addressing the root cause of how you got to this state of disorder or dysfunction.
Now, yeah, you mentioned your clients. How are you helping them? What's the process like when they're getting started?
I think it really depends on like what are you looking for. Some clients are
Right.
like, I really want to work on my nutrition and my training. Okay, great. I'm going to give you a nutrition and a training plan. I'm going to give you some videos to go along with that. We have weekly calls and check-ins. But if you don't feel good enough to follow a plan and be in that like dialed in of a space, maybe for that month we're working more on the hang-ups when it comes to the gym, like the body dysmorphia, the fear, the
Right.
anxiety, the intimidation, like what has got you in this weird relationship with the gym environment? What can we do to get you to a state of confidence and like, I got this mentality where you have a list of instructions with videos so you know exactly what to do, what the machines look like, you know how many sets and reps you're going to do, you've done them before, and then you're like, okay, I can go in there and execute, and now we're getting in the rhythm of doing it every day that it's assigned. So it's a lot of mindset work, like how do we get this stuff into the lifestyle, and start having our check-in calls be like positive associations, like what positives happened this week? Are we getting stronger? Did you talk to someone at the gym? Did you make a friend? Are your clothes fitting better? Like, did you just have to buy new clothes? Like, because literally nothing fits? Like, let's find a way to highlight how awesome this lifestyle is
Yeah.
so you can continue to be like, oh, I can't wait to talk to my coach. Like, I want to impress her. I want to send her training videos so I get form feedback, but I also get intensity feedback. Like, if I know
Ah,
you have more in the tank, I'm going to be like, you got that. You look really strong, but I want to see you finish that set with like 4 more, like 2 failure reps. I want to see you push
oh,
harder
yeah.
and try and impress me. I think that like really gets people excited because back when I was playing soccer, like I wanted to be best on the team and I never was, but I was good enough to always be on the team and to be like a solid player. But like I was competitive. I wanted to get that edge. So if I got feedback that was going to give me an edge on other people, I was going to take it. So that's how I treat my clients too, is like, you're doing great. You're doing the right form. You are doing it accurately. But I think you can do either more load or you can push that set a few more reps closer to failure if you want to like vary it up and increase the challenge that way. And I really leave it in your end of the court on how you want to increase the difficulty. And then we can either stick to that variation for a few weeks or we can stagger it each day so you get some variation on how you want to push yourself that day. So you can still be flexible. It's a lot on communication and like you get what you put into it.
Now, you said the magic word. Reps. I love reps. I'm wearing a shirt right now. It says more reps. I gotta get you one of these.
I'd
But,
wear it.
nice. Now, just for people at home, that's on brickheadstrong.com. That's a nice shill. Don't even need a commercial now. But, hey, so reps. Did you go to the gym today?
No, but I'm gonna do shoulders after.
Oh, You're doing shoulders. Oh. You sure? You sure you didn't do them already?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
I do
Tell me.
cardio though.
Oh,
Walk for
nice.
30 minutes.
Steps are reps too. Steps are reps.
Steps are reps. Yes.
Yeah. But when you go to the gym, what kind of rep ranges are you in?
This is a fun topic for us.
Yeah?
So for a long time, when it comes to like strength, I'm thinking like, can I get 5 to like 8 reps?
Yeah.
Can I like really push it? And if I'm in that range, I've adequately earned that heavy of weight because I've done enough, and I feel like I got enough to challenge long enough, and I've maybe reps 1 to 4 are easy, and then 5, 6, 7 are nasty. Great.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how long can I do that? Other times I'm like, this weight feels good. I'm getting like really good engagement. I'm just going to ride this until as close to failure as possible. So I just completely just forget reps. I'm like, how many reps are like this? Slow, painful. Not painful, but like, juicy. They are the struggle reps. They're the sticky reps. They're the ones that I have to work really hard for. If it looks like this, I haven't gotten to like my state of mind for that set yet. Once I'm starting to slow down, I'm like, how many slow reps can I get like this before I literally can't go anymore? That's the end of my set. So it depends what the weight is too. If I'm using like lighter weight, I'm not reaching the difficulty reps until like, 17. So I don't want to limit myself with like the number 12 or 15 because I might not challenge myself as much as I think I can go. So now I'm really just chasing failure on a lot of things, especially shoulder day.
That's incredible. So you go unlimited.
Yeah.
Oh, that's impressive. That's impressive.
More reps, more better. More practice. That's what a rep is.
More practice.
That's what a workout is. It's like I'm not just trying to get a sweat in, trying to get a pump. I'm trying to do this better and do it more and do it heavier. So I'm just practicing until I literally cannot perform another rep. But without hurting myself. I do have limits. And sometimes I don't want to like do as many of those slow reps. And other days I can withstand more pain. It really just depends.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, before we got on this call, you and I talked. We said, we got to help people. Let's come up with something really helpful that people go through all the time. Let me pop you a scenario.
Okay.
You and me, we're at the gym. That's about as intimidating as it might get for someone. Just you and me there. We're clanging and banging. We're getting those weights, right?
Yeah.
What can we do to make sure people aren't intimidated by us?
I love this question because as a kid, I was grown up and people said I had resting face.
Whoa!
I know.
About me.
It's just so annoying. But anyways, like you go through life knowing that people are intimidated and like don't want to approach. So you find ways to like outwardly show like my spirit is approachable. My exterior might not be, or what I'm doing might not be. So if I were to drop something, I'm very expressive about looking embarrassed. I'm like, oh no. And I like show it in my face and my mannerisms.
No! Whoa! Like that?
I'm like, oh no. Yeah, I'm like literally showing. I'm acting out how I feel. I'm not like self-conscious. I'm not acting all tough. If somebody comes up to me and gives me a compliment, I'm like, hey, oh my gosh, thank you. You look great. He looks great. You look like a badass. Like, show it in your face that you're genuinely, like, appreciative and, like, feeling the, like, good emotions from their presence. And then other people are always watching you. I would go into the gym knowing that. Like, people are going to watch. Give them a show. Let them know who you are. What kind of character are you in this gym? Are you someone that works hard but then drops water on themselves and, like, makes a fool? That's who I am. I'm also dancing between sets. I'm like chuckling with my friends who I see there. So I feel like people see, oh, she knows people, she's social, but when I see her, she's very scary to lift. But, oh, she's also wearing super bright colors, and that's approachable.
Right.
If I were all black, oversized, everything, I feel like people are going to be like, too scary. Do not approach. If I wear whimsical things and funny t-shirts and I look a fool sometimes, I feel like people are like, I feel that's relatable, and I like how hard she's working. I'm going to try and approach. So I just try and live with the mindset of people are going to watch. Don't try and act tough and be nice to people. People are going to see. Oh, they always are observing what you're doing. So be a leader.
Right. Be a leader. That's a great note. Now, I was watching some of your videos, and one of them, you were talking about anxiety when going to the gym. You were walking to the gym, you said a bunch of influencers like Brick were there, and you felt a little intimidated. I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean it. But let's talk about that. How can we help people kind of shake that off and get to work?
I think it's like, it's not a beauty contest. It's not a fame contest. It's not a clout contest. I don't care about your social media. You're in the gym. You are now an athlete. Act like one.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we're all doing the same exercises. Do you want to be somebody that's just like way too concerned about what other people are doing and like thinking of them that like you get in your head and you don't perform? If you're scared, use that fear to hustle. Use that fear to work hard. And like, if they're gonna look, make sure your form is in check. Make sure you're riding that set out. So if they look at you, they're like, I respect this person. If you're like on your phone not moving, or like, you're stalling because you don't even want to lift because you're afraid people are going to watch you lift, you're there to lift. So let's all work together. If you have a question, ask somebody next to you. Ask somebody that looks like you or like looks like one of your friends. You're like, oh, I feel like I would just naturally be friends with that person. Go ask them how to do something or how to use a machine, or just like, hey, I'm new to this gym and I really liked your shirt. Can I have your Instagram? You want to exchange Instagrams? You seem cool.
Oh.
They love that. Say they're strong. Say like, I like the workouts you're doing. Like, where do you get them from? There's so many ways to make friends in the gym, and like use the positive energy that you do receive in the gym for like your personal gain, making friends, getting stronger. But don't let the fear keep you from playing the game. I feel like that goes a long way, and use it to like work hard. People are watching. Give them a show.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think a lot of people get in their heads too much. And like I said, you go to the gym all the time. And sometimes even you get anxiety. It's natural. So one of the things I do is when I'm feeling anxious, I breathe deep 5 times, and then I go out. I do my thing.
That makes sense. I also heard that if you're about to do a really heavy lift, you can hyperventilate a whole bunch to like get super oxygenated, and then you go and you have more power. So for what you're saying, like maybe those 5 deep breaths give you that superhuman strongman power to go take on the gym.
Whoa. I'm going to do that next time I go to lift. I'm going to see if I get 600 reps instead of the normal 500. But you mentioned phones, right? And boy, that's a hot topic for me. I think I messaged you. I told you I want to make fun of people for bringing their phones and doing all this stuff. I'm just trying to lift. I don't want you taking your video of me. But you made a good point. How am I ever going to perfect my form if I'm not taking videos of myself so I can see what's going on?
Right?
I think you changed my mind.
Like the first time I was ever doing these videos, I was doing it for a coach. So I had an excuse in my mind. I'm like, I'm not doing this for social media. I'm not doing it for clout. I'm doing it because this scary dude that I'm paying money to told me to give informed videos. So I took my tripod to the gym. I wasn't going to set it up on the floor. I needed to show him angles. I needed to show him I'm getting deep enough. If I put it on the floor and I got a terrible angle, he's going to be like, what the hell is this? I can't even give you feedback from what you're showing me. So do it right. Do it once. Put it away. Don't disturb nobody. So that's what I did when I was kind of in my head and a little anxious. I would film my best and my hardest set like he told me to, with the best form that I could possibly deliver. And I wrote it from the beginning to the end of the set with full intensity, and that is what I sent. And those were the videos that I started collecting on my phone. And he only asked me to get 3 training videos a week. And if we were working on a specific lift, I would just focus on hitting that exercise. But eventually we would cycle through all of the exercises in my program by just focusing on just filming 3 a week. You don't have to film
Just
your
3 a
whole
week.
workout. Just give me the videos that you genuinely want feedback on that week, and we'll assess that. And you send it with good form, in a way that I can give you feedback. And then you have that for your eyes too. Because if you're looking
Yeah.
at this video and you take it and you're like, it's bad form, and then you send it to me, what do you think I'm going to say? Like, let's get smarter together. If I give you tips to get better and then you apply them and the next video is better, there is progress being made, and you see it, I see it, we're all working together. But if you don't have those videos, like, you could be having the same bad form every single week. And I'm an online
Right.
coach. I have no idea what you're doing, but I'm also a personal trainer, and I can like assess the form out the gate when we're just learning these very basic exercises, so we don't develop bad training techniques. But like, I trained without a trainer for so many years, and I had movement imbalances, like my own dogmatic like belief system. Like, working with people in person and online like expand your viewpoint on how to train and help you get better. That's why coaches are like little educations, like they're little books that you get to read. So pick up a lot of books,
Ah.
learn everything that coach has to offer you. And if you decide that like you no longer want to listen to that philosophy and you want to try something else, go open another book. But give each book a full try, read it cover to cover, gain that knowledge, keep going. So some people like training videos, some coaches do, some people don't. What kind of training feedback do you benefit from? I just know that I loved training videos when I had that one coach that asked me to give him some. So that's what I do with my clients, because I thought it was valuable.
Yeah, that's a great tip. I never really thought of it like that, because I guess I see people with their phones out the whole time. So
Yeah.
that's a great tip. Just in and out. What kind of angle are we talking?
Kind of depends on the lift. So,
Right,
and it
right,
kind of
right.
depends on like, what am I working on? Is it my grip? Is it the angle of my elbows? If I'm doing like a lat pull down, am I doing wide grip or narrow grip? If the instruction was pull your elbows in front a little bit more, I want to make sure that I have an angle that's reflecting that I'm adequately pulling my elbows out in front a little bit. But if I just show it from the back and you can't even tell that I've moved my elbows like 2-3 inches out in front, I'm not giving my coach that feedback that, yes, I made the changes that you wanted me to. So the angles matter. So that's why you spend a couple seconds, maybe like, figuring out what is that ideal angle, put it together, film it, put it away, be done.
Let's end this Gymtimidation on a tip. What can we tell people that maybe need some help at the gym but don't know how to ask?
I would say I have just like a little short script. You can change it how you want, but this is
Oh,
what I would speak to another stranger at the gym that I have identified as somebody that I'd like to ask. Like, I
okay.
always say, if you're looking for somebody to ask, look who would basically be the senior in high school. Who took this class a few times? Who's been here before? Like, he doesn't need to be the strongest guy or the strongest girl, but if it looks like they come here a lot, they looks like they know what they're doing, maybe you see them talking to other people, like maybe you see them ask for a spot themselves, like find someone that you feel safe asking, then go up and say, hey, I'm about to either do something hard, I'm about to do something pretty heavy for me, or I'm about to go for a PR. Use any one of those.
Oh,
Could you come over and give me a spot when you get a second? And if they are resting, ideally you'll approach them when they are resting between sets, like when
yeah.
they're grabbing their water, and then they'll either do another set and then come at the beginning of their next water break in their rest period where they have like 2-3 minutes usually. Or they'll just come immediately because they're already resting and probably needed an excuse to take a longer break because they're tired. Like, if I got somebody to ask me for a spot in the middle of my shoulder day, I'm like, yes, I get to be of
Ah.
service to someone, and I can rationalize taking a 7-minute break versus just a
Ah.
2-minute break. So I'm like, thank you. And also, thank you. You clearly thought I was strong and competent. So yes, I would
Ah.
love to help. And like people that go to the gym, we love being a part of other people's success and their little wins because we have had those wins. We have had positive interactions with people in the gym. So like, go and be one of those main characters in somebody else's story that makes a major positive difference in how they see their fitness forever. Like, be that person.
Forever.
Because it's a trickle-down effect. Like, I wouldn't be the kooky, weird, happy one in the gym if I hadn't seen a kooky, weird, happy one somewhere. And I was like, that energy, I'm aligned. I want to inspire other people that the gym is like a fun and approachable, but yet hardworking place all at the same time. So just be yourself. Have fun.
Give them that big brick energy. You told me that.
Big brick energy. How did you not use that before?
I don't
Just
know.
like
Never thought of it. Never thought of that. That's real good. T-shirt
Big-
material. But
big brick energy.
you're going to the gym in a little bit. Gonna get a good workout in. What kind of music you listening to?
I like EDM because I dance a lot. EDM stands for electronic dance music. So I also listen to SoundCloud. I love SoundCloud.
Oh, SoundCloud.
Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music. I'm SoundCloud because that's where like new up and coming artists go. That's where a lot of DJs are. Music
nice.
that hasn't yet been released in more of like a public professional platform. Like you can upload onto SoundCloud. And I've always found like good DJ sets that'd be like 30 minutes, an hour long. And that's perfect for the gym because I'm not changing the song all the time. I've got like a vibe for that 30 minutes, and it's like a bunch of different awesome songs at like the climax of the song, and they're all blended together. My mind loves that, but I'm also kind of like a high energy squirrel, so like you got to keep changing it up on me and keep the intensity really high.
Nice. Now, do you have a playlist on SoundCloud, or do you just like go through it, or how does it work?
I got playlists.
Nice.
I do reposts. I like a lot of stuff. If you follow me on SoundCloud, I'm very active on that platform, and I got.
What's your name? What's your name on it?
It's Alexa, the letter K, Berg, Berg, on SoundCloud.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's a picture of my high school, like senior photo. Is my icon for my username. Have not changed it. But I've been using SoundCloud since I was like, 14, 15. Like, I've been Team SoundCloud forever.
That's amazing. I actually, I used to use SoundCloud too.
I listen to literally, like, happy music that's upbeat and talks about inspirational, like, bad energy stuff.
Whoa.
But for angry, screamo, like, Metallica vibes, I'm just like, are you upset? Are you upset inside? Like, where's that anger come from? Why do you enjoy that? I really don't know.
Speaking of anger, how does this make you feel?
The microplastics! I can't! Okay, so Brick is making
What's going on with that? What's going on with that? Microplastics. I've been seeing you post so much about them. But I don't get it.
Kind of a lark, but...
Get out of here. Get out of here.
So... When I started bodybuilding,
you're right.
We had to drink spring water all the time. That was the type of water we had to buy spring water by the gallon. And you're drinking a gallon of that a day. If you're drinking tap water, you're compromising quality and like your ultimate absorption and like all the other crap. So I didn't want to be drinking tap water all the time, especially if you go to the environmentalworkinggroup.com website. You can look up the contaminants in your water if you just type in your area code. So at the various places that I've lived, I've typed in the area code and I've seen like terrible things in my water, including arsenic and chloroform in a city that I thought the water was super clean. So that put me off tap water, and I didn't want to keep the plastic waste going from the spring waters and the buying gallons of water bottles. That was annoying. So I was looking for a long-term water solution. So I got BPA-free water bottles, of course, because those are easy shaker bottles that you can get at super supplements and all that. But that's still plastic. So we know that that's like a vague concern, but it's BPA-free. So I write it off as like a non-issue. I didn't want to carry stainless steel water bottle because they're freaking heavy. So I like the BPA-free water bottles. But I know that like plastic water bottles, like, innately aren't the best because of the waste and potentially these microplastics that we started hearing about 5 years ago. But basically, it's just saying that if you drink a lot of things from plastic or cook with plastic or microwave plastic, like little pieces of plastic will leach into your food or your water. So for someone that has literally spent so much time trying to solve my long-term water solution by finally buying a Kangen water filter, which is like this fancy Japanese water filter that I install at each apartment, and I always bring my own water everywhere, and that's my solution. That was my decision to invest in water in a long-term solution. So now when I buy plastic water bottles to keep in my car for in case of emergencies, when it's 120 degrees in Las Vegas, I question. I'm like, I've literally changed my whole lifestyle to like prioritize water quality over everything. And I am aware that plastic water bottles are bad for the environment, have microplastics, and now they're cooking in my car at 120 degrees. So I asked my followers just coyly, just to not like really tip the iceberg on how deep I have feelings about this topic, but I really was just trying to be playful. And I said, does anyone else think about, their plastic water bottles being in the car when it gets hot? And I posted a poll. And it definitely had a lot of mixed feelings on if people really worry about it, if it's something that they're concerned about, or if they just write it off and drink plastic water bottles all the time with not even a care in the world. I clearly have a couple cares in the world about this topic, so I was just curious. So now I continue to sprinkle it in. I'm going to make it a topic.
Well, we are. I asked for it, So there was a website you mentioned if I want to find out about my local water. What was that website again?
Environmentalworkinggroup.org. Pretty sure .org.
Okay, I'm going to include a link to that in the description in case anybody wants to check it out, just to see what your water's like in your local area, because that's the best we could do for them, And also, maybe stop using plastic bottles.
I mean, like, the other thing is, like, I love plastic Tupperware because it microwaves so nicely.
Yeah.
But, there are certain things, like little pleasures in life where, like, microplastics could kill me. Pleasure and accessibility of Tupperware, could just win. But plastic water bottles, I've already invested in the water filter. I'm like, I'm going to be good on at least this one topic, and then I will compromise with my Tupperware use. But I bought the glass Tupperware. It's just annoying. All these things are heavy. Do we not talk about that? I wish plastic was, it's just so nice. It's so lightweight. You can just chuck it,
Yeah, just chuck it away. Get rid of it.
Into the recycling bin. Please.
Oh, yes, yeah. In the recycling. But, hey, Alex in Wonderland. Delt Daddy.
Yeah.
Thanks for being a guest on Reppin Fitness. If someone wanted to find out more about you and what you do, where are we telling them to go?
I would go to alexabergfit.com or Alexa Berg Fit on Instagram. Those were the two best places to access me or my services.
I suggest the Instagram because those videos, they're pretty funny.
Thank you.
Yeah. But hey, thanks again. This has been fun. I think that I might have to pick your brain after this because I didn't mention this, but Brick is getting certified for by the National Academy of Sports Medicine, and I saw you're certified. So maybe we'll do a follow-up study session so I can learn a little bit from you.
I definitely have a lot of notes, a notebook that's
nice.
Like fresh, like a year and a half old. So it's current with what NASM is teaching. So I'll have to find that. I'll send it to you.
I got to show you Muscle Man when I'm off air, but that'll be off air. I'll show you Muscle Man. But yeah, hey, thanks again. We'll see you on the next episode.